Exclusive, the Hollywood blockbuster shaking the foundation. Alex Eala and the God of Thunder collide. Drop everything, tennis fanatics. You are locked into Cortiva Tennis, the ultimate destination for lethal serves impossible, miracle volleys and bracket-busting upsets. But today, we are witnessing the most electrifying crossover in sports entertainment history. Take a deep breath, grab the popcorn, maybe a stiff drink, and brace yourself for a plot twist nobody saw coming. This is the story you won't be able to stop talking about with your crew, your boss, or even your grandmother. Usually we are dissecting forehands, breakpoints, grand slams, and the cutthroat drama of the WTA rankings. But today, we are flipping the script. We are stepping off the hard court and heading straight for the red carpet. The rising superstar who has been tearing through the tour with surgical precision, Alexandra Eala, the pride of the Philippines and the Rafa Nadal Academy's prodigy, just dropped a bombshell announcement. And no, this isn't about a new racket sponsorship or a coaching shakeup. It has nothing to do with switching training camps. We are talking about Alexandra Eala Hollywood and a certain Avenger. It is the colossal crossover event we never knew we needed until now. To understand the magnitude of this reveal, we need to set the scene properly. Picture flipping through the glossy pages of Harper's Bazaar. You expect high couture, moody fragrance campaigns and supermodels staring into the void. Then you see Alexandra Eala, poised, stunning, effortlessly iconic. But she isn't debating clay versus grass or scouting her next opponent. She is discussing a major Hollywood blockbuster, not some small indie project. Her co-star, none other than Chris Hemsworth, the man behind Thor Extraction's Tyler Rake and Crime 101's Mike Davis. Let that sink in for a second. Hemsworth has shared the screen with heavyweights like Scarlett Johansson, Natalie Portman, Kate Blanchett, and Mark Ruffalo. Yet he pointed to a 20-year-old tennis phenom from the Philippines and called her the perfect choice, brilliant on the court and magnetic on camera. This wasn't just polite encouragement. This wasn't a PR puff piece. Magnetic. That is the specific word Hemsworth used. He didn't just call Alex Eala promising. That is A-list terminology. It is the language of a veteran who knows exactly what it takes to command a scene, and he is convinced Alex has that it factor. Frankly, we are losing our minds just like the rest of the internet. But maybe you are asking, who exactly is Alex Eala, and why does this matter? If you just discovered her name through the Hemsworth hype train, let me catch you up. Alexandra was born in Quezon City, Philippines on May 23, 2005. She was raised in a powerhouse athletic family. Her mother, Riza, was a competitive swimmer who medaled at the Southeast Asian Games. The genetics were there, but what Alex did with them is legendary. As a young teenager, she packed her bags for Spain to train at the prestigious Rafa Nadal Academy. In Manacor, she was forged in fire. She learned discipline and grit from the King of Clay himself, grinding on the same red dirt as the world's elite. And she didn't just show up, she delivered. She captured the Australian Open Junior Doubles title in 2020, the French Open Junior Doubles in 2021, and the US Open Junior Singles crown in 2022, sparking massive celebrations across Manila. But translating junior success to the brutal landscape of the Pro Tour is a different beast entirely. This game chews up prodigies and spits them out. Surviving the transition is what separates the hyped juniors from the true legends. The relentless travel, the suffocating pressure, and the physical toll are enough to break most athletes. Alexandra Eala, however, is built differently. She climbed the WTA ladder methodically, brick by brick. She collected ITF championships and started making noise at the majors, taking down veterans with twice her experience. Then came 2025 and everything exploded. At the Miami Open, she went on a rampage, taking out Jelena Ostapenko Grand Slam finalist Madison Keys and Iga Swiatek. She defeated the world number 2 and dominant force of women's tennis while playing as a wild card ranked 140th. She became the first Filipino player in history to storm into a WTA 1000 semi-final. She followed that up with a final appearance at Eastbourne, snagged her first WTA 125 title in Guadalajara, and made history at the US Open by defeating Clara Towson in the main draw. By the time the ball dropped on 2025, she had cracked the top 50. She kept the momentum rolling into the Abu Dhabi Open quarterfinals, nearly pulling off a miracle comeback from 0-4 down in the decider before falling to Ekaterina Alexandrova. She also battled her way to the semi-finals in both singles and doubles at the Auckland Open. She secured her first Australian Open main draw slot and headlined the inaugural Philippine Women's Open on home soil. That run skyrocketed her ranking, cementing her status as one of the most dangerous young guns on the tour. Now with a career-high ranking of 45, Alexandra Eala's story is taking a cinematic twist right into Hollywood. Alex brings a level of raw athleticism that trained actors simply cannot fake. Modern action cinema demands stars who can deliver physically, not just rely on stunt doubles. If she steps into the boots of a spy, a soldier, or a survivor in a high-stakes thriller, audiences are in for a spectacle. Imagine Hemsworth in full beast mode paired with a co-star who can actually go toe-to-toe with him. This is a sci-fi moonshot built on the wildest of premises. So far, Chris Hemsworth is the only Titan confirmed for this untitled Apple Original Films juggernaut. A project billed as a high-octane sci-fi mystery ripped straight from the mind of Jonathan Tropper. But could Alex be the missing piece? Pairing Hemsworth with Eala is not just a casting choice. It is a revolution that could steer both there. Careers into uncharted territory, a sci-fi odyssey where they navigate impossible odds side by side. The word groundbreaking is thrown around often, but here it signals that this is no safe play. It is a massive calculated risk. Yet history favors the bold. And one must pause to recognize the seismic cultural weight of this moment. For a young Filipino woman to stand shoulder to shoulder with a global icon in a Hollywood blockbuster is not just a milestone, it is an earthquake. The Filipino diaspora, 10 million strong across the States, the Middle East, Europe, Asia, and Australia, is a force of nature known for its fierce loyalty. We witnessed that pride detonate when Eala captured the US Open Juniors title or stunned Iga Swiatek in Miami. Now, imagine channeling that intensity into the box office. We are talking global trending topics, cosplay, community watch parties, and families buying tickets 3 or 4 times over. Hollywood rarely taps into a vein this rich. Combine that fervor with the legion of fans Hemsworth commands from Thor Extraction, and the MCU plus the tennis world watching Eala's meteoric rise, and you have a trifecta of audiences colliding. Commercially, it is a masterstroke. Culturally, it strikes a profound chord. Alexandra has always worn her flag on her sleeve, acutely aware that every victory and defeat ripples back home. She carries that weight with a poise far beyond her 20 years, and now she stands poised to drag the Philippines into the Hollywood spotlight. Audiences who could not find Manila on a map or have never watched a WTA match are about to get a crash course. They might come for Hemsworth, but stay for a new hero. That is the raw power of storytelling. But for the die-hard tennis purists, the elephant in the room is impossible to ignore. Can she dominate on the clay if she is trading her racket for a screenplay? It is a valid fear that demands respect. Blockbuster productions devour 3 to 6 months of the calendar, and they are. Rarely clean shoots, often plagued by weather delays and reshoots. While athletes have pivoted to film before, tennis is the grinder. It demands an 11-month commitment hopping continents with 0 real downtime. Yet, Alexandra Eala is built differently. She has been juggling a global career since childhood, balancing blue-chip sponsorships, media blitzes, and public appearances while grinding on the tour. She is meticulous, disciplined, and a globetrotter with a singular vision. If anyone possesses the mental steel to serve 2 masters, Hollywood and the court, it is her. Today's elite athletes are not just competitors. They are multimedia empires. Look at Emma Raducanu shooting ads in the off-season Coco Gauff, running fashion lines, or Naomi Osaka producing films between matches. Alexandra is simply taking that evolution to its logical, magnificent conclusion. This movie could unlock superior resources, bigger sponsorships, and a massive profile boost for her game. More eyes on Alexandra Eala's matches means more pressure, absolutely. But it also means more fuel. A bigger stage demands a bigger performance. And anyone tracking her trajectory knows one thing she does not crack under the lights. She thrives. The fan reaction alone has been a spectacle. Camp 1, the internet broke. Filipino fans are the most passionate vocal army out there. Hours after the Harper's Bazaar story dropped, Alex Eala world domination was trending. Fan accounts pivoted instantly from forehand clips to movie theories churning out fan art and flooding timelines with heartfelt posts about what this representation truly means. One tweet nailed it, from Manacor to Hollywood. Retweeted hundreds of thousands of times, it captured the sheer euphoria of the community. Then there is Camp 2, the tennis traditionalists. They watched her rocket from 140th to 40th in less than a year, and they are terrified. They worry a distraction will derail that ascent. It is a fair concern. But this narrative reflects a larger shift. The wall between athlete and star is crumbling faster than ever. Social media has already turned athletes into content creators, broadcasting their lives alongside their stats. Every outfit, every relationship, every post, whether they realize it or not, is marketing material. Many build empires on the side. However, Alexandra Eala is cutting a different path. She is not just doing Instagram ads, she is stepping onto a blockbuster set with one of the highest paid actors on earth. Her tennis game is peaking, yet she is diving into a massive creative challenge. It demands vulnerability. It means learning a new craft while showing up daily to a brutal high-stakes set. World number 40. Fresh off a main draw debut at the Australian Open. Now she is battling in Dubai eyes, locked on the Grand Slams and a breakout run into the top 20. Playing it safe would be easy, but Alexandra Eala does not do easy. From grinding on clay in Spain to stunning Iga Swiatek as a wild card, she chases the impossible. She is rewriting the script. And this next move, it is bigger than tennis. It is a seismic shift for Asian women in Hollywood. A Filipino icon sharing the screen with a Western A-lister is a door that has barely cracked open. Until now. Crazy rich Asians and everything everywhere. All at once lit the match. This project pours gasoline on the fire. If this movie lands, it becomes the blueprint. Proof that this casting wins, paving the way for a future where Asian leads are the standard, not the exception. We are talking legacy, a cultural ripple effect that outlasts any trophy case or match statistic. But first business. Alexandra Eala faces Hailey Baptiste today, February 15th, in a Dubai showdown that is set to sizzle. She is dialed in, grounded, playing her absolute peak tennis after a quarterfinal tear in Abu Dhabi, where she orchestrated one of the most electric comebacks of early 2026. Simultaneously, she is on the brink of superstardom. She just dropped a bombshell in Harper's Bazaar. She is co-starring with Chris Hemsworth. Hemsworth is on a heater, riding the momentum of Crime 101 and gearing up to reclaim the hammer. In Avengers Doomsday and Subversion, he just signed for Cockroach, yet he calls Alex magnetic and the perfect choice. Action drama sci-fi. No matter the genre, this collaboration promises to be absolutely singular. Hollywood's most bankable leading man meets the tennis world's rising phoenix. It sounds like a fever dream, or the boldest casting swing in history. The Filipino ace and the god of thunder. It is real. The girl who carried a nation's hope before she could legally drive, who conquered the US Open Juniors and took down the world number 2. She is bringing that killer instinct to the big screen. She will absolutely crush that role. But I want to hear your wildest theories in the comments. Is she playing a tennis prodigy recruited by the CIA in a high-octane spy thriller? Maybe a survival epic where her athletic reflex is the only thing keeping her alive. Or a sci-fi saga where sports decide the fate of worlds. Or perhaps a dark crime mystery like Crime 101, where Eala's discipline clashes with Hemsworth's grit. Drop your pictures below. I will spotlight the best ones in the upcoming video. The million-dollar question. Can Alexandra Eala conquer 2 worlds at once, or will the lights distract from the game? Her life proves one thing: she turns doubt into fuel. Hit that like button if this story got your blood pumping, or made you rush to rewatch her Miami highlights. Imagine it, Eala serving for the set forehand winner 5-4. Every epic story starts right here on Cortiva Tennis. Subscribe and ring that bell so you do not miss the next revelation. This has been Cortiva. I will see you at the movies, and I will see you on the court.